Hi, my kindergarten friends. I hope that you're ready for science this week. It's going to be really exciting because, like I told you in last week's lesson, we are going to move on from snow and we're going to start talking about some stuff that's going to get our bodies moving. Are you ready? Here we go. So, since you entered kindergarten about 6 or 7 months ago now, we have been talking a lot about that word science. And I've told you a few times that there are different types of sciences. So, let's look at some pictures of the different types of sciences that we've studied this year so far. The first one is life science, learning about living things that grow, move, and breathe, right? And in this picture, there is a ladybug that represents animals. And the ladybug is also on some sort of a stem or a leaf to represent that plants are living things too. The other type of science is called Earth and space science. And we did dip our toes a little bit into learning about Earth and space science because we've been talking about weather. We've been talking about our planet Earth that we live on. And I'm sure every day with your kindergarten teachers, you talk about what it's like outside, whether it's raining or snowy or sunny, right? That is part of Earth and space science too. What type of science we are going to start learning about starting today is something called physical science. And physical science has a lot to do with the way that things move and the energy that's in our bodies and the energy that is from objects as well. So there is a picture of some blocks, and it looks like the blocks are doing work and wheels that help this object roll. That is all about physical science. So the new word that I'm going to introduce to you guys today is this word right here on the screen. It says forces. And forces is a big part of physical science. In physical science, forces mean pushes and pulls. Look at the picture there. You have a kid that is pulling the string, and then you have a kid that is pushing the box. And that's called doing work. So today we are going to do a mystery science lesson. It's called What's the Biggest Excavator? I'm going to read that again. You can follow along with me this time. What's the biggest excavator? But we are going to investigate the forces. So remember, the pushes and the pulls that big excavators do when they are doing work. We're going to have a lot of fun with this mystery. So if you boys and girls are ready, we're going to get started.
Hi, it's Doug. Do you ever use your imagination? You know, your ability to make a picture in your mind. Well, one of the things I love to imagine is what the future will be like, especially to imagine what kinds of machines people might invent in the future. Now, take anything you don't like to do. For example, I don't really like to cook. Well, you can imagine a machine that could do all the cooking for you. It could use a frying pan. It could chop up any vegetables you need. That would be an awesome machine. Or imagine a machine that could bring all your dirty clothes to the laundry room for you. Or a machine that could pick up all your toys for you in your super messy room. That would be awesome. Maybe one day in the future, someone will invent a machine that does that. But you might not have thought about this. To people who lived a long time ago, you're living in the future. We have all kinds of machines today that people back then never had. Nearly all of the things we have around us today were made with the help of machines. Machines help make our shoes, and there's machines that help us build houses, and machines that help us make toys, and even machines that help us make food, like this chocolate bar. But a long time ago, to make any of these things, all of the work had to be done by hand. There was lots of hard work. Like if you wanted to make chocolate, you'd have to grind up the chocolate by hand like this. Or if you wanted to wash your clothes, you'd have to scrub the clothes by hand, pushing the soap back and forth. Or if you wanted to build something out of wood, you'd have to push and pull a saw back and forth. So grinding, scrubbing, pushing and pulling, we might call these the work words. We used to do these work words by hand, but now there are machines that do these work words for us. Like now, we don't have to scrub soap into clothes by hand because washing machines scrub the clothes for us, spinning them around until they're all clean. Now, I have a question for you. I sent it to your teacher so that you can read it together.
Ooh, let's open Doug's letter. It says, what machines help people in your home or school? Ooh, that's a really great question, and we could start making some predictions. But first, I'll read it to you one more time. Ready? What machines help people in your home or school? Pause the video so you can kind of think about some of these answers. At school, we might use pencil sharpeners. We might use a projector screen. A clock is a machine. We have to look at the clock so that we stay on task and we stay on our schedules. What about at home? What types of machines do you guys have at home? You guys have microwaves at home? That heats the food up for us.
Machines are all around us, but sometimes you don't realize it because most of them are big boxes where we can't see all the parts inside that are working. And machines just seem like magic, don't they? I mean, think about it. You just put dishes in a dishwasher, you hit a button, and poof, the dishes are clean. It's great. But it's not just poof. Inside every machine are parts that do work, just like if you were to do it by hand. Let's have a look inside a dishwashing machine. We'll see the view from a camera in there, so we can tell what happens. You see this? A dishwashing machine does work words too. It sprays water and spins, scrubbing the dishes clean. Or take this mixing machine, for example. This is a machine you use in the kitchen, like if you want to mix up the ingredients for a cake. You hit a button, and poof, the cake ingredients get mixed. But before there were mixing machines, you had to mix cake ingredients by hand, like this. This is a hand mixer. This took a long time, and it was a lot of work. You might get so tired, you even have to switch hands as you do it. Same for this. Do you know what this is? It's a drill, a machine for making holes in wood. But before this machine was invented, if someone wanted to put a hole in a piece of wood, you had to do it by hand with this thing. It's called a hand drill. Anytime you want a machine to do work for you, the machine has to have parts that can do the work words. A dishwashing machine has parts that can scrub. A mixer machine has parts that can mix. And a drill has parts that can drill. Now, say that you wanted to do something really big. Say you wanted to build a swimming pool in your backyard. What work words would you need to do in order to do something this big? Well, you're going to need to dig a big hole, right? And that means you have to move a lot of dirt from one place, down here in the ground, to another place up here in a pile. How long do you think it would take to dig a hole for a swimming pool if you had to do it all by hand?
Oh boy. What do you think? How long would it take to dig a hole for a pool? Remember, Doug said if we did this by hand, so if we used a shovel. What do you guys think? Would it take a day? Would it take a week? Would it take a year? Make a prediction, and you can come up with your own thought. How long would it take to dig a hole for a swimming pool? You could pause the video if you need some time to think, and then press play when you're ready.
In today's activity, you're going to dig a big hole. Since we don't have any real dirt here, you're going to use your imagination. First, you're going to dig with a pretend shovel. Then you're going to dig with a pretend digging machine. It's called an excavator. If you've ever dug a hole in the dirt, you know it's a lot of work. Before you start digging, think about the work words that you do. Here's someone digging a hole with a shovel. Now he's moving dirt from down in the ground to up here in a pile. What's the first thing he does to shovel? Well, let's look. He shoves the shovel down into the dirt with his foot. Shove. That's a work word. It's actually another word for push. And after that, he lifts the dirt up. Another work word. Then what? Then he moves the dirt away from the hole And last, he tosses the dirt out of the shovel. Now put all these work words together and you get push, lift, move, and toss. Okay, let's try it now with an imaginary shovel. And after that, we'll try it like an excavator.
All right, boys and girls, so we are going to pretend we're making a swimming pool. You ready? You're gonna need some space. Stand on up, move your chair out of the way. Make sure you're not too close to your Chromebook. All right, grab your pretend shovel. Hold on to it. I have a ruler. You can even grab an object if you want. And the very first work word was push. So go ahead and push that pretend shovel down into the ground. Good job. Try again. Ready? Push that pretend shovel down into the ground. You might even have to step on it to get it way underneath. All right, the next work word is to lift. Ready? Lift. Practice that again. Push and lift. Push and lift. Good job. Now we have to move the dirt out of the way. So move the shovel. Good job. Let's put it all together. Ready? Push and lift and move it out of the way. One more work word. Now we have to toss the dirt into a pile. Okay? So push the shovel into the dirt, lift it up, move it over, and toss it out. Good job. Can we do that again? All together? All 4 work words? Push, lift, move, and toss. Good job, guys. You can get back in your seat for the next part of the mystery.
Here's the imaginary hole you dug. Oh, that's a pretty good start. But it's going to take a lot more work to dig a big enough hole for a pool.
Woo.
Could a digging machine help? To find out, go to the next step. Watch what this digging machine does and listen for the work words. Ready? First, it's going to stretch out like this and push down into the dirt. Lift the dirt up, turn, and dump it out. Let's watch that one more time. It's going to stretch out, push down, lift, and turn, and dump it out. Now, let's try it together. Now you're going to dig like an excavator, a digging machine. Get ready. Here we go.
Stand up.
You're going to stretch out. You're going to push down. You're going to lift and turn and dump it out. Good job. All right, that's 1 scoop of dirt. Let's do another scoop. Ready? Here we go. You're going to stretch out. You're going to push down. You're going to lift and turn and dump it out. All right, that's 2 scoops of dirt. Let's do 1 more scoop. Ready?
Scoop,
here we go. You're going to stretch out. You're going to push down. You're going to lift and turn and dump it out. That's 3 scoops of dirt. Great job. Go to the next slide to see how much dirt you dug.
All right, get back in your seats, my kindergarten friends. Let's see how much we dug that time.
Whoa, look at the hole your digging machine dug. A few more scoops and you'll have a pool. Okay, sit down and discuss. If you had to dig a big hole, which way would you do it and why?
All right, boys and girls. So these pictures are actually going to be on your Google Slides. When you're done watching this video lesson, I want you to tell me what you would choose by drawing a circle over the picture. So if you really did have to dig a big hole for a swimming pool, which would you choose? Would you choose this shovel and do it by hand? Or would you get a machine to do the work for you and big excavator that could scoop the dirt? I want to know what you would choose and tell me why.
You've been watching an ordinary digging machine, but this is the world's biggest digging machine. There's a man in this picture. Can you find him?
Wow, that's a huge digging machine. You can really tell how big it is if you can find the man in the picture. Here he is. I just drew a red oval around him. Look how big the digging machine is compared to him. Wow. Really cool stuff. So the force of this excavator is so strong that it could actually dig a hole for a swimming pool in less than 2 minutes. Wild, right? Keep that in mind when you go back to your Google Slides and you decide what you would choose to do. Would you use a shovel or an excavator? I hope you had fun with this lesson. Bye, my kindergarten friends.